but it's been there, and it's been always treated rather like gold. And I signed on to the Vegas part for the NFR in Las Vegas because I knew I could make it better. I said, if you'd let me bring my twist to things in the sand blend that we use to complement the NFR dirt, and it worked so well the first year when we, I overheard Haley Kinzel walking through there going, man, I can't believe they finally got new dirt. And I'm like, no, okay, Haley, they didn't get new dirt, they got a new dirt guy. Alan Reinheimer is really big in the dirt side of things. It helps me, he gives me the time. Stan Reinheimer and I work very close together. We now analyze the material, add in what we need in the proper percentages, and we can adjust. So when we lay our dirt in, we pre-process. That is the key part. We pre-process before outside. We add water to it to get it properly moisturized before we move it in the building. So when it hits the ground, we put it in place, it's at its optimum. We add the sand layers to the top, and then we blend. And that gives us our cushion, our working cushion on the top of the ground that we make last for 10 days. The original NFR clay, a little too much clay, I guess you'd call it, but we add incrementally each year. We add the proper amount of sand. And it's not just sand, it's analyzed sand where we take 3 different sizes of sand, different particle sizes. There's a recipe that we have through our lab contacts with Michael Depew. We get pretty precise. We need this much of this one, this one, this one. We blend it, bring it, apply it, and then mix it with the clay. And that way it doesn't overwhelm the overall mix. The mixture is typically pretty spot on. We already know what we have to start with. We know where we want to get. There again, our maintenance is just compaction and moisture. We add certain amounts of water every day. It might be 500 gallons one night, it might be 350 gallons the next night. It's all dependent on still, although indoors, the outdoor weather, whether it affects us indoors. Whether you understand that or not, but the outside pressures, there's a lot of indicators on the outside that control what you do on the inside. And the air conditioning, everything like that comes into play. During the rodeo, you can watch, especially the barrels is where we really get our best register points where you can see the ground move, you can see where it's stopping, and you can see you can actually get the imprint of a horse's hoof and shoe and how it's compacted. And when they leave to go the other direction, whether it just trying to leave a barrel, for instance, they're going in and they're leaving, but you need that to give and then bounce off of that without giving away. Yeah, we read the imprint of the movement of the dirt. We can measure that. Again, we can check the compaction, we measure that, and then again, we still monitor our moisture, especially in critical areas. We measure our percentages of moisture to maintain. We do it with smaller, compact machines because we don't want to over compact it. If you use too big of a tractor putting it in, you get hard spots. We have a much more controlled environment using compact track loaders. We can go in and we can lay this stuff out, giving us our optimum compression factors, and then you get the drags back on the tractor, and then you're reworking the top surface. But we're working with a 12-inch layer of dirt where we're working 12 inches of total dirt. Our working layers are 8 inches up. And we start there in the morning and build all day long, rodeo on it, and then go back to square one, peg one at night, pack it all back down, water it, and then rebuild it every day. The cushion I speak of when we use cushion is where we put our sand blend in, and we build in layers. And these, you work in layers, you work deep, and you work them layer, 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 get to the top. Because when you want a horse or a bull, or the bucking horses are just as important as the barrel horses, as far as you want the soil to give to a certain point, and then you want it to stop so they can go the other direction.
He's one of the busiest guys leading up to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. This was earlier today in the Mack, where just the right amount of moisture was added. And of course, he is always taking in the measurements of the humidity and consideration for the air conditioning on the inside and what the weather's doing on the outside. One of the things I thought was interesting is that when he started this job, he wanted to bring his own equipment. He kind of alluded to the fact that he wanted smaller equipment so it could be, he could maintain the right composure throughout the entire surface area right there. And to add to that story, I'd like to bring in Tom Hirsig, who's the CEO from the Cheyenne Frontier Days. And you have firsthand knowledge about how drastically he can improve the ground at a lot of the major rodeos around the country.
Oh, he's incredible. And his interview skills have improved vastly since the first time we interviewed him. But if you recall, Justin, a couple years ago at Cheyenne, we had got rain for felt like a month every day, and our arena it wasn't wet, but the underneath was really unstable. And he came in and he said, "Don't watch what I'm going to do." And I look out in the arena, and we're like an hour before the performance. He's got a skid loader out there tearing up where the barrels are, like
where the barrels were.
Yeah, 4 or 5 foot deep. And I'm going, oh my goodness. Set arena records that day in the barrel race.
Yeah, and I think, Steve, one of the reasons we had some of the fastest runs, or maybe the best competition we've ever seen in the barrel race last year, was because of this great footing.
Well, and that's exactly right. And, you know, Tom, you understand firsthand because you competed, and now you're the CEO of one of the most major rodeos that we have in all of professional rodeo. Those arena conditions, it's an interesting challenge for a guy like Randy. Because, and he talked about it a little bit, it's got to be good for the barrel horses just as much as the bucking horses. We're trying to accommodate 7, or in the case of Cheyenne, 8 different events with that arena footing so that it's safe and fair for everybody.
Right, he does an incredible job. Like, you know, we run our barrels at the north end, and he changes the ground down there a little bit. And, you know, he can be gone and we get rain or something. I can send you pictures of the arena. He's so familiar with our ground now. You know, I thought I spent 30 years in that arena. I thought I knew everything there was to know about ground and our dirt, and I didn't know anything after it. When he gets there, you think you know ground. Spend 10 minutes talking to him. You don't know ground.
Yeah, and then he's very innovative, too. Lots of ingenuity on coming up with a common sense solution a lot of times to a very complex problem with the ground. And every place is kind of a different scenario that he has got to be like a private investigator and put all the pieces together to make it work.
Yeah, I mean, he's very thorough in doing that. It takes him a while to kind of work his way through the dirt, but he figures out a plan, and it's different all the time.
Tom, before we let you go, I want to give you a chance to talk about something that you had a chance to do last night, and that was accept, and I was shocked when I saw this, the first ever Remuda Award for the Cheyenne Frontier Days, for the best set of horses put together by one rodeo committee. That was a big deal, I think, to you, wasn't it?
You know, it was a big deal, and as I said last night, you know, the biggest part of this deal was we talk a lot about the volunteers, the contractors, everybody that works at the rodeos. We don't talk about our communities very much and how much our communities step up to help rodeo. And in this case, you know, our bucking horses had come in, and of course, the end of July, they're tired. They've been hauled everywhere. They've gone to Calgary. They've been, you know, wherever they've been. They get to Cheyenne, they're tired. And we had a ranching family, Doug and Susan Samuelson, that donated land for Stay Smith to build a facility on. When they unloaded those horses, they kicked them out on the grass. And I said this last night, and I think everyone that knows horses knows this feeling. When you see a horse turned out in the pasture, he's got a different look in his eye when he's running in a herd of horses than standing in a dirt pen listening to Kid Rock at 2 o'clock in the morning. So those horses performed so well for us. I mean, it was an incredible turnaround.
Tom, I don't know if you know this, but we're only a few months away from your rodeo in 2026.
We went on sale today with our rodeo and Extreme Bulls.
Well, there you go. The Cheyenne Frontier Days Rodeo, the final weekend final 2 weeks really in July anymore. It's grown bigger and better than ever. CFDrodeo.com. Tom, I appreciate your time.
If I got just a second, I'd like to talk about our new Indian village that's coming in. It's Morning Star Indian Village, and I don't want to describe it in dollars, but it's a $12 million Indian village that's being built, and it's going to be incredible. It's going to be, I'm just amazed at the magnitude of that.
I've been following the progress of a lot of things going on out here in recent months at Cheyenne. I can't wait to get back to see everything that they've gotten done here recently, Tom.
It's going to be a big year.
It's going to be amazing.
Justin, how cool is our life that we get to call the CEO in Cheyenne a friend?
Yeah, we get to go to the coolest places and hang out with some of the coolest.
Well, you guys only been coming there for 30 years apiece.
Tom Hirsig, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Tom Hirsig, the CEO of the Cheyenne Frontier Days Rodeo. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association honoring its best, including a moving tribute to the great Bobby Kerr. That's coming up right around the corner.
And you only have a few hours left before you can finalize your Pro Fantasy Rodeo team. And if you haven't done it, you have to do it. We'll talk more about that with a very special guest when we come back.
It takes off.
Western Sports Roundup is presented by Ariat. Ready, set, ride in boots and jeans that work as hard as you do. Well, you're taking a look inside the showroom at the South Point Hotel and Casino, which is one of the busiest places during the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. All 10 nights, a nightly go-round buckle presentation will take place here in this room. And, Justin, we get a chance to share it with a studio audience every day over the next 10 days of the National Finals Rodeo.
Looking forward to being right here. Now, upstairs and last night was the big award show for professional rodeo, specifically the contract acts, and it was one of the most special, genuine, heartfelt, memorable nights. I'm getting chills watching the video that we've ever seen as a rodeo family.
That is Susan Kerr. Her husband, Bobby Kerr, passed away in September after a courageous battle since 2021 with esophageal cancer. And Bobby won his 6th Dress Act of the Year award in the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. That man touched so many lives, gone way too young at the age of 67. And not only did Susan get a standing ovation at the moment Bobby's name was announced as the winner of that award, but that standing of the audience lasted the entire time she and her family were on stage. It was amazing. Susan Kerr, here's what she had to say about her husband, Bobby.
So if he were here right now, what do you think he'd say?
You know, his dream all year was to have this little girl up on this stage. And he was doing what he loved. You know, he didn't quit. He never quit. And I don't know what he'd say, but I know what's in my heart. And, you know, he definitely would thank everybody that gave a hand all year long. We have committees that just went above and beyond. We had friends that, you know, helped out, but also call and text. And family, we couldn't have done it without family. It's just something it was something he loved to do. And he did it. He did it to the end, 100%.
Man that has ever been a part of the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association. He left such an impact. He added value every day of his life to other people. He was unselfish, and it was a powerful night last night, especially for 2 high-impact rodeo families, the Lucia brothers. What a big night it was with Anthony getting the Announcer of the Year, Tommy Joe getting the Danita Barnes Memorial Award last night. So big night last night. But now we got to get ready for the big night tonight.
Yeah, and part of getting ready for the big night tonight, if you have not yet put together your Pro Fantasy Rodeo team, now is the time, because when they crack the latch on the first Bareback horse tonight, it's too late to get involved in the big game. We have a special guest joining us.
Don't tell him yet. I want people to see him on camera.
I got it.
Before we say who this is, because this guy snuck up on me, and I'm like, I know this guy, but I don't know who is this guy.
Yeah.
And you got the feather in the hat, you got the big mustache, and it looks like a blast from the past. I mean, like the 1980 called and said, "Send us our cowboy back."
Yeah.
And he pulled it off very well. And then when he spoke, I'm like, that's Casey Jones from Pro Fantasy Rodeo. I've known him for 30 years, but I didn't know who he was.
Just for the heck of it, he got both of us. He got me for, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 seconds, and then all of a sudden it dawned on me who I was talking to. Casey, whatever you have done to yourself,
it's retro.
Barry ought to be proud.
First of all, people got to realize it's retro night.
Yeah.
And he dressed up in retro costume. And you are one of your heroes. You're dressed up like one of your heroes.
I've always wanted to be Steve Duhon.
Steve Duhon, world champion steer wrestler.
And then I have the
Opelousas, Louisiana.
Feather with the Hawkeye Henson.
There
wow.
you go.
I got a
that is as
1980.
retro as you get. And this is, you're getting to the age in your life where you get to wear your own jacket on retro night.
2002.
2002.
No, 40 years in Vegas, and what Vegas has really added to the, National Finals Rodeo is an amazing accomplishment.
And so now you get to get ready to participate in this business that you started how many years ago?
22 years.
22 years of Pro Fantasy Rodeo.
22nd year. Yep.
There's a truck, there's a trailer, there are all kinds of games. But folks have a chance to have a lot of fun watching, rooting for their contestants. I've got my team in on the Charity Tattoo League. Justin's got his team in on the Charity Tattoo League. Tell us about it.
I think we have 20, maybe 25 celebrity tattoo, in the Tattoo League. So I think that they have more pressure on them than any of the players for the regular prizes. But I'd love to see McKee get a tattoo this year.
I'm debating whether to go on record and say that, because if I lose, if I'm last, I can either donate $1,000 to my charity, or I can take the tattoo and you will give my charity $5,000.
Correct. We want to see you with some meat.
I am still thinking about what I'm going to do, but I'm very much leaning towards a tattoo if I lose.
That's
so
great.
I want you to cough up.
And the winner gets to design it, so you better start making friends.
I know. I get along pretty good with everybody. But aside from the serious things, I want to know where you got that mustache.
This is all Gail.
Your wife.
Yeah, and I have to give the feathers back because she likes them.
She does like that. That is amazing. That's not your real chest hair.
Yeah.
No, this has come off Amazon too.
Is that right?
That's probably, we're now getting into too much information realm, guys. Just saying.
But this year, it's their biggest prize ever. It's a custom
the truck and the trailer.
wagon. Yeah, Certified Ag Group. Look into Certified Ag Group, what they do for their, the ranchers and farmers. But this truck is nuts. And you get to choose whether it's a Ford or a Ram. You get to pick the color. You can either have a short bed, long bed, or a dually or a fleet side. And then it comes with one of my favorite trailers, Elite Trailers, with the Outback living quarters. This is everything you need to go to trail ride, team roping, or maybe I'd like to see that roll back in the NFR with a back number in it.
Yeah. Casey, we're a little less than 2 hours before the first horse bucks. So folks have got 2 hours to get involved in the big game. Daily games too, right, just in case.
Yeah, daily game starts tomorrow. We really want to focus on this is over 500,000 that we're going to give away this week for our big game, including the truck, or with the truck and trailer. And then tomorrow we'll do a daily game, and that's really fun because you get to see the stock matchups, and we pay out $10,000 in the daily game also. But it's the thing about fantasy, it's not hard. You don't have to draft, you don't have to trade, you just get your team. It takes about 60 seconds. You pick one in each event and you're in.
It takes 60 seconds. No, it doesn't. It took me a whole lot longer than that.
A week. Took me a week. Casey Jones, I want to say that what you have done for our sport has provided more engagement and more avenues for people to feel like they have stake in the game, like they are a part of the NFR. They're not just spectators, they are participants. And I think it's one of the greatest things that has happened for our fans ever.
We love it. And anyone can, call right now, get their team.
Yeah,
you
still
can call
do it.
844-PF Rodeo. My wife's the first one on the call tree, and then we go down. We have about 6 or 7 people answering the phone right now. So if you don't have a phone handy, computer, just call us, and we'll get your team in.
Let me say, you have no idea how much more you can enjoy the NFR than if you're playing. It'll take your enjoyment level to the stratosphere. All right, so Casey, keep up the great work. and I'll try to keep my points high enough I stay away from a tattoo at the end of the celebrity game that we're playing with Pro Fantasy Rodeo.
Casey Duhan, thanks for joining us on Western Sports Roundup. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll talk breakaway roping. One of the big events going on alongside the NFR is called the Masters Tour. We'll tell you about it coming up.
Manufacturing. Our sponsors coming up here as we say thank you to Westmore Manufacturing, and we invite you to join them as they live boldly.
Well, you know, Haley, it's a little bit chilly out here right now, but things are certainly heating up at the Thomas and Mack. Fans are about to start pouring in. Contestants are getting ready, and it's an exciting anniversary this year as well. 40 years ago, Las Vegas hosted its first national finals rodeo.
So we've got 10 hours of programming every day here on the Cowboy Channel from the Wrangler National Finals Rodeos. We get ready to celebrate 40 years in Las Vegas. The NFR moved here in 1985. We'll take you from zero in right through the tailgate show. Western Sports Roundup every afternoon, 3:30 West Coast time. That's 6:30 on the East Coast. And then we'll kick off the rodeo with Rodeo Live at 7:30. And then right after that, Justin, it is time to get busy at the Thomas and Mack.
That's right. We are going to have that official kickoff to round number 1 coming your way right here on the Cowboy Channel. Then we're going to do it all over again tomorrow until we're done after 10 days of competition.
So one of the things that has happened in Las Vegas over the last 40 years, alongside the NFR, multiple big events have grown and become, this really does, when we talk about Las Vegas becoming a cowboy town, we mean it, and a cowgirl town, because there are ropings, there are barrel racing opportunities, and two of the people that are behind those opportunities are the folks behind the Masters Tour breakaway roping, the Masters Tour roping, both breakaway and tie-down roping, and we're joined by Kenny Zamora, and we are joined by Sherry Hamilton to talk a little bit about some changes. One of the nightmares that producers have had to deal with, as we all know, is the EHV1 outbreak that took place. It has affected what you're doing, but you're still, Kenny, going to have a rope and you're going to get started on Saturday. Tell us about it.
Actually, we'll get started on Sunday. We had to cancel the first 3 days, 2 days of breakaway roping and 1 day of tie down, but we'll start with the team roping on Sunday the 7th and go all the way through Saturday the 13th. We've got several divisions throughout the week, but we've got a great week planned with lots of prizes.
I just want to say to both of you that I am so proud of your calmness and your ability to use common sense. And Sherry, as we talk about what's going on here, this is a great example of being able to think on your feet, relax, and be able to pivot and maneuver to make things right on both ends of the situation.
Exactly, and thanks for bringing that up. So we had to make the best decision we could based on our competitors and their equine partners that work with them, and we have to make sure everyone stays safe and also continue to have a great event.
Well, looking at the bright side, I just want to end with this and say that I'm just glad that the EHV wasn't our headline today. I'm glad we got some good news to follow up on a lot of negative headlines here lately. By the way, this is a spectacular venue, Steve.
Yeah, they're roping at the Rio. Tell me about the partnership that you have and the work that they have done alongside you to make this all come together.
Well, I tell you, you talked about Randy Spraggins a while ago, and Randy brought our dirt. He set it all down about 3 or 4 days ago, so he's the man behind the scenes there. Then Prefert, one of our great sponsors, came in and brought the truck full of steel. We laid down all the steel, built the arena. It's all ready to go. Today we got her wrapped, and we're ready to rock.
There's got to be a sigh of relief knowing that the show is going to go on.
That's right, the show is going to go on. We're going to kick it off with the youth and the ladies roping on Sunday, high roller roping Monday, and then truck roping Tuesday. Kenny can talk about the rest of the ropings we're going to have all week.
Well, we've got some great cash ropings on Wednesday and Thursday with guaranteed money. Then on Friday, we're giving another truck away, 40 and over. And then on Saturday, we're giving a mini truck and an 8.5 roping. So we've got some great prizes, nearly $300,000 in cash and prizes guaranteed before we ever run the first team on Sunday.
Justin paid you a compliment, and I want to join in sharing with that compliment. About 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, you had no idea you were going to have to make the changes that you have had to make. in a partnership, I'm assuming, with veterinarians, in a partnership with the facility. You never thought you were going to have to be this light on your feet, or did you?
No, we didn't, for sure. We had great partners and great support. Dr. Mandy Holland has stepped up to say that she'd be there at a moment's notice if she needed to be. So we're happy to have a great team behind us.
Well, we are proud to have you back in town, and I'm so thankful for a lot of the contestants' sake and yours and everybody involved at the Rio that you're going to continue to put this show on.
Real quick, guys, is it possible to enter still? Can you late enter at this point?
Absolutely. It wasn't late entries, but there's some things that are on-site enter and some that were pre-entered. The 2 truck ropings are capped at a certain number of teams, so if anybody wants to rope in those, they need to be calling the 602 number.
We'll keep up the great work. We appreciate your ability to maneuver around a lot of obstacles here lately. The Masters Tour, December 7th through the 13th at the Rio Casino and Hotel. So if you don't have tickets to the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, there's all kinds of great events going on around town. When we come back, Sage Allen, the Resist All Rookie Bareback Rider of the Year, will join us on Western Sports Roundup. He had an amazing Texas swing, and he's one of the most talked about young bareback riders in the game of pro rodeo. That is Roundup is presented by Ariat. Ready, set, ride in boots and jeans that work as hard as you do.
San Antonio, come on, Sage! Come on, Sage! There's a new sheriff in town. Folks, set your popcorn down. 89.5.
That is bareback rider Sage Allen, the man in purple from Blackfoot, Idaho, the Resist All Rookie of the Year in 2025. Finished 25th in the PRCA's World Standings and won just under $100,000 on the way to that Rookie of the Year title. And Sage Allen, Justin, can I make an observation? Over the last 4 years, the rookie classes in the bareback riding every single year have been among the best we have had the chance to watch, I think, in the last 15, 20, maybe beyond. And this man is this year's Resist All Rookie of the Year. Sage?
Yeah, they've been sharp. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, congratulations. I want to talk about the beginning of your season, because between San Antonio and San Angelo, the Texas swing was as good to you as just about anybody in all of pro rodeo this last season. How did you get in San Antonio? That's what I want to know. What was your invitation? I think I know where it came from, but.
I don't even know that I was actually supposed to be there because I didn't qualify at Uvalde. I went to Uvalde, but in the short round I had some difficulties, and so I just entered it no preference. And when I got the callbacks that I got in, I was like, heck yeah, let's go for it.
Oh, man.
Well, it made it work.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, San Antonio was huge. Justin made a comment when we were going to break. Your Texas swing, top to bottom, it's pretty darn good.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was going in with not a lot of money, coming down. I was a little worried, I'm not going to lie.
So talk to me about that. Talk to me in particular. We showed some highlights from San Angelo and the San Angelo Stock Show and Rodeo. Was that as good a performance as you've had at a rodeo in your young career?
Yeah, I would like to think it is. Like, I rode really good there, drew really good there, and so I think so.
What did you take away from those big wins? I mean, you nearly won San Antonio. You had that 90 in the short go. You had to kind of go to a tiebreaker to determine that you were going to win second instead of first right there. But when it was all said and done after San Angelo right here, what was the biggest takeaway? I mean, not just mentally, but I mean, maybe physically, either way. What was your biggest takeaway?
I think the biggest takeaway was, man, I like this and I want to keep doing this. Just the feeling of winning, that it was awesome.
Even more than you thought, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because it's a higher level, right?
Yep, correct.
I mean, there's rodeos, even in the PRC, there's such a difference between regular rodeos and the major rodeos. Those top 20 rodeos, there's something special about those.
Yes, sir.
So let me ask you a really silly question, Sage.
Okay.
Why purple?
That's a great question. I don't really have an answer for that. I just wanted to do something that there wasn't a lot of purple floating around, and I wanted to do something like the Wrights to just kind of, when they see that color, they remember that. And so that's just kind of what I decided.
All right, well, we appreciate you stopping by, and I know you got a few days before you officially get your award, but congratulations on Resist All Rookie of the Year. A lot of us are really looking forward to you being here in the top 15 next year. I think it's a slam dunk. I think it's a no-brainer.
Yes, sir.
And we wish you the best, and may the hits keep on rolling your way.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, there you go. Speaking of hits, how about the rocker? How about the rocker? When we come back, we're going to take you to one of Rocker Steiner's biggest rides of the year. Maximizing potential and power on Western Sports Roundup.
American Rodeo. Brought to you by Polaris, the American Power Sports Company. Take a look at bareback rider Rocker Steiner. You want to talk about maximum power? He set an earnings record this year, pre-NFR, and this is Rocker at the Governor's Cup in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. 88 points on Cosmic Stardust to Penthouse Pro Rodeo. He won $43,911 in Sioux Falls, and that helped to propel him to the #1 spot in the world standings as he comes into this NFR with a pretty good size lead, and that helped to propel him to setting the regular season earnings record over $300,000.
And that's not the only record. Take a look at the rest of the regular season highest money earners in the history of rodeo. Taylor Munsell in the breakaway roping, Riley Webb in the tie down, which he broke years previous. And then there's Ryder Wright, picking up where he left off last year, the World Championship. And, of course, Cole Patterson, he had the biggest regular season, then went on to win the National Finals steer roping. Actually won the World Championship in the single steer roping, and that was in Mulvane, Kansas, just a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, Cole Patterson, record setter, and one gets a feeling that will not be the last time that Cole Patterson finds himself in record-setting territory.
And he tied his dad with 4 World Championships. His dad, Rocky Patterson. How cool is that? Time now for the top 3 storylines of the day. And, of course, that is brought to you by Veterison.
And let's talk about bucking horses, and in particular, the Big Gray out of the C5 Rodeo Company. Virgil retiring after this NFR. Tyson Cardinal made that announcement last night during the awards celebration. He's 18 years old, been both the Bareback and Saddle Bronc of the Year.
Lisa Lockhart is set to appear at a record-tying 19th National Finals Rodeo. She ties Charmaine James and Sherry Survey with the most ever qualifications in barrel racing.
And congratulations to the great Bobby Kerr, gone too soon. The 2025 Dress Act Award winner, the 6th-time Bobby honored by the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association, his wife Susan on stage, all of those people standing. Probably the most moving and probably, in my opinion, the best moment from last night's award celebration for the PRCA to kick off this Wrangler National Finals Rodeo.
It was powerful. Right now, let's talk about the rough stock matchups. One of my favorite things to talk about is the livestock. Those bucking horses and bulls that start off in the bareback riding. Rocker Steiner rematch 2 times with Sankey and Phenom Sozo, and this could be so good.
Yeah, Rocker Steiner's been on that horse twice, won first twice, 89 points back in April in Fallon, Nevada at Battleborn Bronx. That might be the headline matchup, but Justin, that is not the only great matchup in this field of bareback riders. As you take a look at this first group of horses, it's not the easiest bunch to ride, but it's going to be a spectacular set.
Yep, this is going to be the souped-up hoppers. That's what we're going to start with here, and we are going to see, take a look at this next page. That's where it gets really interesting. A lot of people like Jess Pope and Land of Fancy. That is kind of the pick. Another one from Sankey's superstar power with some ginormous credentials.
Yeah, and I might be one of those people. I will or will not admit that Jess is on my fantasy team, but that's a whole nother story. Dean Thompson, the reigning world champion, gets started on Pretty Woman. Cade Saunier, he's out of that 2023 rookie class along with Dean Thompson. Boot Barnes, Night Delta. I'm interested in Sam Peterson. His first NFR, he gets a chance at Scarlet Cat right off the bat.
Yeah, that could be good. I did talk with Caleb Bennett. He's the bareback riding director earlier today. He said 9 out of the 15 horses have not been to the NFR, so there's some question marks out there. They were very deserving of getting here, but you never know how they're going to react to a very different venue in the Thomas and Mack, but we're going to find out. And so, man, Time flies when you're having fun. This hour's about gone.
Yeah, it really is, but we got 9 more of these to do between now and the end of the National Finals Rodeo. That's a look inside the South Point showroom. Here is a look at your schedule coming up. Rodeo Live is on the way. And then after that, it is NFR Round Number 1. And after the rodeo, we'll wrap it all up with NFR Countdown. And then tomorrow, guess what? We'll do it all over again. We hope you will join us. For Justin McKee, I'm Steve Kenyon. Stay with us. Rodeo Live's coming up. God bless everybody. This is Western Sports Roundup.